Hi, this is Cecil Hurt, special edition of the Cecil Hurt Show this week, a very special guest. Former academic All-American, All-SEC safety for the Crimson Tide, Kermit Kendrick. And Kermit, we really appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, thanks
and
for
giving
having
us.
me,
Always glad to talk to a Crimson Tide legend.
That's right.
Want to talk a little bit about what's going on with you and some of your memories. But the first thing, kind of a special edition with Derrick Thomas, your old teammate, going into the National Football League Hall of Fame this weekend in Canton, Ohio. Wanted to talk a little bit about Derrick. Now, did you come in the year before Derrick?
Derrick and I came
same
together.
Year. Okay, the same year.
He's from Miami. I'm from Meridian, Mississippi.
So 86, 87, 88, 89.
Actually, 85 to 88.
Okay, great.
A bunch of us came in. Howard, Cross, Derrick, Bobby Humphrey, all of us came in. Gene Jelks. We were all big buddies.
Absolutely, one of the great recruiting classes.
I like to think so.
Yeah, the first thing I want to ask about that, all recruited by Coach Perkins.
That's correct.
And I know Coach Perkins, we're good friends, but he's the first thing you think when you see Ray Perkins isn't a great recruiter. Just from a personality sense. So why? And yet he was an outstanding recruiter. What was it about Coach Perkins as a recruiter?
Coach Perkins was very direct, and he's very honest. And I remember specifically him telling me and my parents that I would be given every opportunity to play, and I'd be given every opportunity to graduate. And that resonated with my parents. I don't know about the other guys, but I wasn't that hard of a sell. I've been an Alabama fan since the '73 Sugar Bowl, so I was a pretty easy sell.
Yeah, probably as close to home as anywhere except maybe Mississippi State, too, from Meridian. Just really easier to get to. You just hop on the interstate and you're here.
That's right.
So you came in, all these guys, many of them highly recruited, and a young man from Miami who really wasn't that highly recruited, Derrick Thomas. He had some teammates in high school who were highly recruited, but Derrick was kind of, people weren't sure exactly what his position was going to be, but just talk about Derrick from your initial impression.
Well, the first thing you noticed about Derrick was that he could run, and he was tall, and he was long, and he was strong. He was a wrestler in high school. My class came in after the '84 season, in which Alabama was 5-6. We came in understanding that we would have to make a contribution if the team was going to be successful, and I remember distinctly all of us talking about that and wanting to get on the field and wanting to contribute to turning this thing around.
First game, Ohio State in the kickoff classic, had to be memorable for you.
Well, that '86 season, yes, but actually our first game.
Your first game in '85.
In '85 was over at Georgia.
Absolutely.
And a lot of us traveled with the team that game, and a lot of us got a chance to play. And so my distinct memory about that Georgia game was how many people. I'd never been around that many people before in my life. The stadium was 60,000 folks during the pregame. I missed every ball in pregame, keeping my eyes on the crowd.
By '87 and particularly in 1988, I think Derrick had really become probably the dominant pass rusher in college football, and certainly in the '88 season he was. And just talk a little bit about how he could control again. You're on that defense, but talk about what he could do defensively.
Well, Derrick had great feet, and he was quick. And so for an offensive tackle that couldn't match his quickness, he was simply overmatched, the offensive tackle. Case in point, we played Penn State in '88 in Birmingham, and this is a favorite memory of mine. They had a world-class sprinter at receiver, and I had been moved over the corner, and I was guarding this guy, and he was fast, a guy named Michael Timpson. And they ran a post route, and they completed it for a touchdown. But because Derrick was so quick, they would call for holding. And they came back, and I came back to the huddle, and he says to me, he said, "That was my fault. Won't happen again. He won't have time to throw it again." And as the story goes, as the game played out, he had 7 sacks and became a nightmare to Tony Sacca and to the Penn State offensive line. So. He was a dominant player. Derrick had an incredible focus about him. He knew from day one when he arrived at Alabama that he not only wanted to win an SEC championship, not only wanted to be a part of a national championship, but he also wanted to be a member of the NFL Hall of Fame. This has been this was a lifelong dream of his from the time he was 18 years old and showed up here in Tuscaloosa to now. I mean, unfortunately, he's not here to receive the honor in person, but this is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream of his that I've heard him speak it out of his mouth, that this is where he had always planned to end up.
Well, were you able to keep in touch with Derrick while he was in Kansas City?
Absolutely, absolutely. I talked to him maybe once or twice a year, just to give him some grief about something. Tony Baselli was really blocking you. You were quiet on a given night. I'd see him when he came back to Tuscaloosa for a game. So yeah, but we kept in relatively good touch.
The last time I saw Derrick was the A-Day before, and,
right.
and if he was your friend, if he knew you, and particularly if he knew you when he was young, like
right,
as with you or me, he never forgot that.
Right.
He never. I remember the last time I saw him, it was after the A-Day game. He was outside. This is an All-Pro at this time, defensive end, probably the most recognizable defensive MVP of the NFL, and he's sitting on the curb outside Bryant-Denny Stadium signing some autographs for some kids, having a good time, and
that
waving,
was
and that was Derrick, and that's I think that some of the struggles that Derrick had in his pro career off the field was that he was generous to everybody, never said no to anybody, and was a big-hearted guy, and so I think it's a great honor and really overdue for Derrick to be here.
I'm just really pleased and thank all the sports writers and everybody who bestowed this honor upon him posthumously, but and to his family, because this is a tremendous honor. This is something he wanted. This is where he'd always planned to end up.
Well, Kermit, we know you've got things to do. We want to talk about Kermit's a successful attorney in Birmingham now. Got some legal work today that he's got to take care of, but kind enough to stop by and talk to us a little while about his teammate, Derrick Thomas. We'd love to catch up with you again, talk about your career,
Cecil.
things that are going on with you.
We all love Cecil. All of us from a long time ago love Cecil.
Well, I appreciate it,
all right,
Kermit.
buddy.
Thanks so much.
Right at this moment, I probably can't explain what winning the award means to me, but once I have a chance to sit down and really think about the year and what I accomplished and what I overcame to get to this point, then it might mean something different. But right now, it's just a feeling that I can't really explain. It just means I'm on top of the world. I'm number one at this point.